Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Steve, go ahead. You're on with Chase.
All right, Chase, how are you doing today, sir?
What's up, buddy? Good talking to you.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, too. I'm really looking forward to this fight you've got coming up with Sergey Kharitonov here March 31st at Bellator 175. My first question is, how does it feel to know you're going to be facing a Pride legend, a guy that holds wins over Alistair Overeem, Pedro Hizo, Fabricio Verdum? What's that like?
I mean, it's exciting. You know, it really it's going to let me know where I'm at as far as the heavyweight division goes. And, I just got to, I got to have a good performance this time around. The last two fights weren't that great, so if I can go out there and beat a guy of his caliber, that really shows that I'm where I want to be, you know?
You saw the fight with Javi Ayala, I'm assuming, and do you think it's going to give you anything that informs your fighting style for this fight, or do you think that was more of a fluke?
Well, I wouldn't say a fluke, the guy, he went out there and caused chaos and got a knockout, you know what I mean? I think he just kind of caught him off guard. Sergey hadn't fought in a while and probably thought it was going to be an easy fight and, got a rude awakening. But I think this fight, he'll probably not make that same mistake. I'm going to have a tough fight on my hands. But I think he got knocked out pretty good. So his brain probably hasn't healed all the way. So like I've told a lot of guys I've talked to so far, I think that's going to play a big role. If I go out there the first minute and just try to, crack him a good one, he'll go down a lot easier than if his brain healed all the way. So I think him to be an advantage in this fight as long as I take advantage of that.
Do you actually think he's coming back too soon then? It sounds like you're saying maybe he should have taken a couple of months more off.
Yeah, because I know I've been knocked out before, and I know even when you get barely touched in the room, your head's ringing, and just, it feels like you want to go down every time you get hit with a big shot. I think after about 6, 7, 8 months, your brain starts to heal and you can start taking punches again. So I know from personal experience that it's probably not the best to come back as early as you did, but he might be, he might just be a tough dude that can recover fast. So I don't know, but I'm just going to go in there with the assumption that his brain's still a little, knocked around, like go in there and do it again,
And of course, it's not your responsibility as a fighter to make sure a guy is medically cleared to fight. That's up to the commission, the athletic.
Exactly.
Right. Have you gotten that sense before with other opponents where you've just thought, man, this guy's ripe for the picking right now?
No, not necessarily. I don't think I fought anybody just got knocked out like Sergey did. Because he got knocked out pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like he went down and kind of went to a knee and was like, oh, you got me. He was like, didn't know where he was, which is a pretty decent, he got a concussion for sure. So that's why I kind of assume his brain's probably not all the way there yet. If he just would have got knocked down, I'd be like, oh, that's how it would do a cooking one. But he got knocked out pretty good, so.
Well, you talked about the fact that you've had a serious concussion from a knockout before and took some time off from that.
Yeah.
How much of a risk do you think that is, especially in the heavyweight division when guys have so much punching power at that size?
I mean, you just have to kill your body, especially if you're in this for the long run, I mean, if you go in there and you get knocked out, you go right back in, you're just taking a chance of losing to somebody that, 9 times out of 10 you beat. So I just don't think it's a smart move. But like I said, he might just be a tough dude, and he might recover fast and those kind of things, so I really don't know. I just have to go in there and assume he's still hurt and take advantage of that. And if it doesn't, like I said, my goal is to go in there and try to knock him out. If not, then I'm prepared to go to the basketball that way,
With 7 wins out of your last 8 overall and 2 in a row here in Bellator, you said maybe they weren't the fights you wanted to have or the most impressive, but a win streak's a win streak and your record is your record. So you've got to think the vacant title, at some point you could be in contention for that.
Well, especially with the win against Sergey, that definitely puts me in the running. But it's very important for me to go out there and have a good performance. My last 2 performances, in my opinion, have been horrible, Like this first fight, I felt good, but I just got caught, And the last 2 fights, I felt kind of scared, like a coward, and I'm very disappointed in myself for that. So I've been making those adjustments this camp, And I think a big issue I had was getting my weight down on time. I think I kind of procrastinated on that, and then when I go into the fight, I feel real like lethargic and slow, when you don't cut properly. So I'm already on weight right now, so I think this camp, I made sure I got my weight under control. And I also started at like 315 pounds for this camp too, so I've already lost 30-some odd pounds. So I feel good, man. Can't complain.
It's always tough to be a big guy in a heavyweight division anyway, because people think 265, that gives you a lot of options, but if you're bigger than 265 to begin with, that's still a hard cut. I don't think everybody always realizes that.
No, and I'm naturally over 300 pounds. My body is just aching to go there, you know. So like I literally have to eat like a gerbil, you know. I eat like lettuce wraps and you know, I right now I'm overloading on water, but next week I'm gonna have to cut that out too. So, you know, I love food, so that was a sucky part for me for camp. I really don't mind the hard work. It's the food that really gets me, man. That's the worst part for me. Because I know I like a beer now and then, and I like to have a steak and a burger. But you know, when you train for a fight and you're as overweight as I am, you really got to cut that out. You know.
Well, you gotta still get some protein in there too. I know you gotta be careful and make your weight, but you gotta have some steak in there somewhere or some kind of protein.
Well, you know, I have turkey and chicken. I just try to cut out any of the red meat. I have that once a week, and you know, because for some reason beef just packs the weight on me for some reason. I don't know why. So I try to keep the lean meats, you know, up there and the red meats down.
That's what I hear from a lot of fighters too, is that turkey and chicken are the best, and a little bit of tuna sometimes. I hear a lot of fighters like that. But definitely, it seems like anything, you know, with a high fat content, hamburgers especially, I know from cooking it myself, you get a whole lot of fat comes out of that.
Yeah, true, man. But you know, turkey patties and turkey, I love that. I love that almost more beef, because beef kind of sets my stomach. So the turkey and chicken work just fine for me. And my wife's a great cook, so you know, I have that in my back pocket too, you know.
Right on. Who's working with you right now to get everything on point for this fight so that you can have your absolute best performance in Bellator so far?
Well, I'm working with Antonio McKee and Tracy Hess over at Subfighter. They both are getting me ready. You know, I work with Antonio Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and I work with Tracy Hess on Monday and Wednesdays. And you know, they both just make sure But my goal is to break once a week. If I don't break mentally in the room, then I'm not working hard enough. So they're making sure I do that, because I know if I train myself, sometimes I kind of coddle myself and let myself kind of stay in my comfort zone. But they're really good at they can push myself past that breaking point. You know, switching in guys every minute. You know, giving me different looks. They're really good at just pushing the pace and making sure that I break mentally. Because you know, when you break mentally, you're only about 40% done. You still got 60% more your body can do. So I would make sure I break myself mentally so I can get to that, you know, that new threshold. I'm really good at making sure I do that, you know?
I think Antonio McKee is a great guy to learn that from, because he went undefeated for something like 7-8 years, so I think he broke a lot of people mentally in fights.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if you go in there and bust your butt in the room and you know, put yourself to exhaustion, a fight's going to be easy, you know? If you go in there and you're gas out in the fight, you know you shouldn't put the work in, you know? Unless you're just fighting a beast, you know? That's always to the rules, but, you know, you should, as a professional, we should always be ready to go, you know?
Let's say this ends in a first-round knockout, everything goes really well, and all of a sudden they say there's a fight for the vacant title coming up in London or somewhere else. Are you ready to make a quick turnaround if they offer that? Yeah,
of course. You know, I think Bellator knows that I'm not going to shy away from any fight. You know, when I fought Beltran, I had a pinched nerve in my neck, couldn't even use my left hand, and in my last fight, my hand was broken, you know. So both injuries I should have pulled out of the fight, but that's not my style, you know. Unless I'm literally going to die, if you're trying to fight me, you're going to fight, you know. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to go out there and give my best performance, you know, or at least do whatever I can to make sure I get the win, you know.
Well, I think Sergey's probably going to want to listen to this and be aware of that, because he's going to know that this is a guy that even if he gets injured in training camp, he's not going to hold anything back in the fight with me.
No, man, because, you know, I'm a man of my word, too. If I say I'm going to fight, I try my best to make sure I go out there and fight. You know, yeah, when you're broken and your neck's hurt, you're not going to have great performances, but I made that obligation. I try to stick to it the best I can, you know.
Do you feel that's just kind of the heavyweight mentality in general? Because I know Mitrione really, really wanted to have that fight with Fedor Emelianenko. He was willing to go in there with kidney stones, and they wouldn't let him.
Yeah, well, kidney stones is no joke, you know. So that's one of those situations where you might feel like you're dying, you know. So, you know, every man makes their own decisions. You know, what Matt Mitrione did was something that, you know, that had to be done. You've got kidney stones, and you get them the day before the fight. You know, if you get them a couple days before, you might have time to pass it and get through it. But if you get it the day of, you know, there's not much you can do about it.
Well, the irony of the whole thing is I heard he passed it at the airport the very next day, so he's probably thinking, damn it, just one day sooner and I would have been fighting.
Yeah, you know, he's a guy that can go out there and make things happen, too. He's a big, strong guy. You know, I don't think he's the most technical fighter out there, but he definitely hits hard. And, you know, he might have done the knockout Fedor, because I know Maldonado almost knocked him out a few times when they fought in Rising. So.
Right, and I thought in that Maldonado fight it actually should have been stopped in the first round. I couldn't believe they let it keep going.
Oh, absolutely. He was out cold, man. He went out, and then Maldonado hit him a couple more times. He worked back up. Yeah.
Right.
And I just thought, wow, that's horrible refereeing. But Fedor was a big draw. They don't want him to lose if they can avoid it. So I understand it, but I thought it was a bad call by the ref. He should have stopped that fight.
Yeah, he should have. So I don't think we'll be seeing that in Bellator. I think the officials are a little more. I don't want to say that the Russian officials are bad, but I know I trust the officials here. They'll stop it if it needs to be stopped.
Yeah, it's not really my place to say what somebody should do. I thought personally it should have been stopped, but I'm not out there refereeing, so who am I to say?
But at least it's nice to see, that he was there for the fight and he was ready to fight. And Sergey's here and he's ready to fight. It seems like we get all the Russian heavyweights, all the Pride legends, all coming into Bellator. So it's a really interesting time to be a heavyweight in this division. Yeah,
Russians are tough too. I'm not looking forward to this fight, because I know he's going to be, if I don't go in there and knock him out, it's definitely going to be one of the grinding fights. Because he's a tough dude. So, but these are the kind of things that build character and show you where you're at. So it's a great opportunity for me. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it too. It's going to be a very exciting fight here on March 31st at the Allstate Arena. I want fans to be there live if they can, and if not, make sure you tune in on Spike TV because you're not going to want to miss this fight. But Chase, before I let you go, is there anything you want to plug or promote today?
Oh yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors: Affliction, Hybrid Boost, Hayabusa, Oak Brook Technologies. Thank the Body Shop and Affliction, Tracy Hudson, McKee, all my trading partners, Manuel Newton, and all the guys at the Body Shop. Just want to thank them all for their help, and please tune in for Bellator 135 so you can see me knock this guy out and go for the belt.